Sudanese political parties and the army are coming together for talks. They haven't done this since the military took power 8 months ago. The participants say they want to end a political impasse created by the takeover, which has left Sudan without a fully functioning government and in political and economic turmoil. The United Nations, the African Union, and the regional body IGAD are facilitating the talks.
The aim of this dialogue is to reach a consensus on the constitutional arrangements, agree on a prime minister, and prepare for elections. The tripartite mechanism is only a facilitator. It's up to the Sudanese, who are the stakeholders, to decide on the outcome.
Sudan's transitional period was derailed when the military took power last October. It dissolved a 2-year government that was meant to lead Sudan to democracy after 3 decades of one-man rule under President Omar al-Bashir. It also sidelined the political coalition known as the Forces of Freedom and Change, with whom it had signed a power-sharing agreement after Bashir was forced out. The coalition was absent in Wednesday's talks. A group which split from it and had called for the military to take over attended.
We've participated in this session to agree on how the transition should be and complete the transition period as well as prepare for elections. It is very important. We will also talk about how to form a government to lead during the remaining transitional period and implement the peace deal signed. We don't want to sideline anyone and hope those who are not attending will join.
Prior to the start of the talks, the head of the army issued a statement of unity, describing it as a historic opportunity to achieve the demands of Sudanese people.
I request all the concerned components to respond to this dialogue and not stand as an obstacle in the path of democratic change and transition. The people and the country deserve to be put above our differences, and we should place the unity and security of the country above political and personal desires.
But the Forces of Freedom and Change coalition is not the only group that's chosen not to attend. The groups known as resistance committees, which have been organizing regular protests for months, are also absent from these talks. They've been vocal in their opposition to negotiate or compromise since the military took over last year. There were more protests on Wednesday against the military's rule. More than 100 people have been killed in anti-military demonstrations, and hundreds of others have been wounded since the takeover. Those behind the protests say only when the military is removed from the equation will they be ready to negotiate on how Sudan's transition to democracy should continue. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.